Hi guys, welcome back. Maya from Simply Bloom, and I'm super excited. I say that in every video, let's be honest. Whoa, those clouds are dark. I didn't realize, but I think I have a storm coming. I'm super excited because I'm finally starting my cottage garden process. It's gonna be a process. That's just cottage gardens. I don't think you can just plant a cottage garden overnight. If you can, good for you. I guess I can't because I'm putting a lot of a thought process into this cottage garden. Mosquito. So this is the beginning stages. I am currently sitting right smack dab in the middle of my driveway, and you can see behind me I have this white picket fence which needs to be painted. That will be part of the process. So I have a white picket fence on this side, and then I have a white picket fence directly behind you guys on that side of the driveway. And what I really wanted to do is, I'm sitting at the end of my driveway, so this is kind of the entrance that you see when you first drive in. I really wanted to have this big giant arbor that went over top of the driveway with these beautiful climbing roses climbing up, and people could drive through. And I wanted it so you couldn't really see what was going on the inside from the road, but as you drove through under the arbor, I wanted just to have this beautiful cottage garden open up. But there's a couple problems with that. The first one, I live in a zone 3. All of the climbing roses that I want don't survive in a zone 3, unfortunately. And then the second problem, my husband said if anything were to happen and for some reason we would need like an ambulance or a fire truck or something to come in our driveway, that would block them from getting through. Now, obviously, in a case of emergency, they would get through. They'd probably just plow right through it. But that was a good point. So maybe someday I'll have an arbor big enough for a fire truck to drive through. That would probably have to be a custom made one. So we're gonna scratch that idea, kind of put it in the archives. I'll keep that in mind. So for now, today, what we are starting with is I have 6 beautiful Nishiki willows right behind me. There's one. So I have 6 of them. So I'm gonna put one here, there's one there. 2 right on the other side, and then I'll show you 2 others. So right when you walk in, you'll see just kind of this hedge of willows, and I love it because they get kind of like this pink tips to the willows. They're supposed to get about 5 feet tall, 5 inches wide. I've had a lot of people tell me that they get bigger. Whether I'm going to let them get to their full size or not, or if I'm going to prune them back, I'm not sure. So we'll kind of have to play it by ear. I'll see as they kind of grow if I want to prune them back to keep around that 5 by 5, or we'll see. Depending on the location, they may get bigger or they might stay smaller. I do have them in part shade because from my experience, at least in where I live in my zone 3, if they're in full sun, the tips burn. So they are in part shade. Okay, so I want to kind of show you and give you a tour of what's going on, and then I'm going to get to planting. So I was sitting right there. There's one picket fence there, picket fence there. There's the other 2 willows, one knocked over. So first thing first, I think it's really important, get your utility lines marked. So you can see I have spray paint. I called I'm not sure who I called. My husband called them. My husband called some city or state person for the state of Minnesota, and they sent people out to mark our utility lines. What we're actually going to do is we are going to extend this white picket fence all the way up there, because right there behind that tree is my cut flower garden. So there's my cut flower garden. We are waiting. Someone's going to come pick up that propane tank. So we're going to extend the white picket fence all the way along my cut flower garden, and we're going to be just turning this whole section into a cottage garden. Now about halfway down there, we're going to stop the picket fence, have a break. There's going to be an arbor for the entrance into my cut flower garden, and then the white picket fence will pick up and continue up to the corner of the garage. So we've got everything marked for the line. So when we are extending the white picket fence, we will not be cutting any of our utility lines, so electric or internet, cable, stuff like that. So today I'm going to be planting the willows. And I got some more flags because the spray paint is starting to fade. So I'm going to be flagging all along here where the lines are, just because we get a lot of rain here. We got a lot of rain last night. We have more rain coming. I thought I had a couple hours, but I hear thunder and dark clouds are approaching quickly. So we'll see how much I get done today, but I want to get those marked so rain doesn't wash away faster. So I'm just gonna set you guys up and get to planting, but let me show you a quick look at those willows up close real fast. Okay, here's the willows. They are kind of like a variegated white speckles. I love it. And then the tips do kind of turn like a pinky color. These haven't really turned too much. Let me find a tag. The dappled willow, Hakura Nishiki willow, says on the tag 5 feet by 5 feet, hardiness 30 below, which really, that's only a zone 4, but we have found that they survive in our zone 3. So I'm just going to get to planting and avoid the electrical lines. Okay, I have them planted. I have flags marked. I feel like I'm a little crazy. There's some bubble mix of the bottle left over. My kids were out here joining me, but I wanted to make sure I marked all the lines really, really well because I didn't want to have any accidents when I was planting. I wanted to plant this willow more this way, like right where the orange line is running. That's right where I wanted to plant that Nishiki willow, but can't be cutting the electrical line now, so I had to move it. But I think that would be beautiful. So they should grow just so they start to touch. They'll fill in beautiful 5 feet by 5 feet or a little bit bigger depending on if I let them. And then their tips will get this beautiful like blushed pink hips. And I think it will be beautiful. And then the other side, here's 2. And the last 2, 1 and 2, right there. So it'll be a nice hedge around the corner there, and then this will be the beginning of the cottage garden. I'm gonna have some peonies that I plan on planting there as well. Probably be moving those containers somewhere else for next year. So we'll be removing, well, I won't be removing the sod. I'll be laying down cardboard. I'm doing the no dig, no till method. So cardboard down and then mulch. So this will be all mulch. And then continuing the white picket fence all the way down. And of course, I cannot believe it. Of course, the electrical line runs right where the fence is gonna go. Right where it goes. Like if I look down, it just follows right on down. So we'll either have to move the fence forward a little bit or back a little bit, and it'll be really interesting planting some things as well. Also, there's just like this dead space right behind me. We can't currently get there with the lawnmower, so it's just kind of growing up. But what I would love to do is kind of have like a secret garden back here that you have to enter through the arbor, through the cut flower garden, and then have like a little path and do like a little gazebo or some secret garden, little seating area behind the cottage garden. I think that would be so cute back there, better than just the popples coming up. So stay tuned for that. We'll see. Plans in the making. But that is it for this video. Thank you so much for tuning in for my part 1 of the cottage garden series. This will be a series. Obviously, it's not all going to happen in one shot, and they won't be coming out one right after the other, boom boom boom, because I have a lot of other projects going on as well. Gotta keep things interesting. So please follow along, subscribe if you want to see more of the cottage garden in the making, and I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.